me and you. See me talking to the man in the mirror.
Well, this is the Santon Express the morning show. Your host is International Pasiri, and yes, I'm not solo by the way. Alongside with me happens to be Mpo, also known as MP Light. Mpo, wonderful morning to you, man.
Good morning to our listeners. What's up?
Yes, I'm pretty much excited. It's a Friday, and thank God
Yes.
it is a Friday, and actually a good one. I mean, why I say it's a good one, you know what the chairman of the 1873 network says
What does he
about
say?
each day? He says each day is a day to celebrate life. And the birthday is a reminder of proof of life. And joining us on the line this morning happens to be Lucy Bodumele, who happens to be celebrating her birthday this morning on this very day of the 10th of January, the year of the Lord 2020. Lucy, a wonderful morning to you, and thank you so much for giving up time to be on the 1873 FM this morning.
Morning, Tinashe.
Yeah, you happen to be no stranger, so you don't need an intro because you, at one point, you were actually hosting a show or presenting the morning show on the 1873 FM that was on financial literacy, leadership literacy, and identity literacy. So we're just going to get it right straight, dive straight into the conversation when we look at just the power of storytelling, and you happen to be living your dash. Today you celebrate the mark or the beginning of your dash. So this platform is a platform for individuals like yourself, Lucy, to just tell their story, just to share their experiences in life. And you being one individual who has actually experienced the power of radio on the other end as a show host or a presenter. Okay, just to talk to us in as far as how that has impacted your life as an individual, in as far as working on your dash, pulling your wagon.
Tinashe, you do realize that I'm half asleep, right?
You are already awake.
I'm not. I'm half asleep, literally.
Even Jesus is dead, but people say he's alive.
Oh, my goodness. Working on your dash.
Yes, so, yes, indeed. So talk to us, Lucy. Just share with us your experience, how radio has has impacted your life. How has it shaped your dash?
Radio is so amazing. You know that I love radio.
Mm.
But I think, oh my word, I'm getting somebody trying to phone me. I'm on the line. Oh my gosh. Let me try hang up. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay then. Oh my goodness. See, the birthday girl is busy. You see, they're all phoning now.
We will send them this podcast later so that they know that the birthday girl was actually on a morning show where she was just telling a story.
I mean, radio is for me anyway, something that I'm really passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when I joined the 1873, more than anything, because it's more talk radio, and when you speak to your listeners, it becomes, the topics that we had were very much things that we, sometimes are afraid to talk about, but you could relate to so many people. And I think that's the main thing really about it, that you could relate to people on so many levels. And it was, we always used to say when we were on air that, certain conversations were such a paradigm shift, because you would talk about a topic that you think it's more radio related, but in fact it's got everything to do with you as well on a daily. A typical example would be the show that I did, which was on financial literacy.
Yes.
I mean, I was sitting there on a daily speaking to people about financial literacy and how to educate ourselves when coming to our finances. But literally every day I was learning something as well about my own finances. We spoke about identity, as you know, and it was amazing the sort of things that at the end of the day, from just listening to somebody else, although you were hosting a show, that you would find or learn about yourself as well as an individual. Or even learn and find things that you were lacking, and you would just from these conversations. You would, every day actually, you go home enlightened, and you learn so much. So the paradigm shift element of it is something that occurred quite a lot. It's not something that, it's not, radio is it's not about you hosting a show and you are educating people. Most of the time you are being educated. So it is, intensely educational on a daily basis. And because you're talking about these different things, it's you before you talk about something on air, you need to obviously go do some sort of research about it. So you are constantly reading more aware of certain things, and because you want to be in that position when you are having a conversation, you are a little bit more knowledgeable about it.
Mm-hmm.
So the impact is knowledge, it's growth, it's paradigm shift, and you literally grow every day. You meet these different characters. And I think also the thing about it is you come across such different individuals. You also learn how different other people are and how they have different opinions. And and you realize that sometimes people think differently, even though from a conversation you can literally change somebody's mind from thinking this to thinking something else completely. So, and above all, as you know, I started my radio career there anyway. So it pushed me onto other levels as well and other opportunities. And because we were part of so many communities and meeting so many different people, I don't know if you remember Mr. Khadima. We did a financial show with him quite often.
Yes, Tsepo Khadima. I remember him very well.
So he introduced me to Chris Khadima, who is actually his brother, and who has been in the entertainment industry. When I say entertainment, I refer to radio specifically. He's obviously done other behind-the-scenes sort of stuff, but mainly radio behind the mic, and also production, and just a number of things. So he's been in that industry for about 15 years, if not longer. So he actually mentored me, which I met him obviously through his brother that I had on the show on financial literacy. And he mentored me throughout my other ventures in radio. So radio for me has been an excellent tool, and it has, taught me a lot of things. But I think just to be, a little bit clear, my career in radio started at 1873 FM, and from there on, I paved my way onto other platforms and other opportunities. So being there and starting there really paved my way nicely, and I learned a lot of things, not just the desk, but just a lot of things, conversations, meeting a lot of amazing people, and finding myself in a political space where I thought that, oh my word, how am I going to do this? I don't know much about politics. Hello? And Mr. Mawere will throw you in there and say, what do you mean you don't know about politics? Of course you know about politics.
Who is not a politician? What is even a politician?
Exactly, But it's those things that you think you can't do something because you've never really tried, and you limit yourself so much, put yourself in this box. Like, no, I just can do this. I just want to talk about this. And that is the other impact of radio. It broadens your horizon, and you realize that, quite frankly,
you push the envelope of knowledge.
Exactly. It's not a question of, like I say, you just, you push this envelope, and you started knowing all these things, and you're saying all these things, and you're like, oh my goodness, is this me? So, yeah, it pushed me, and I wasn't in this little box of mine that I thought, no, this is what I can do, or this is the only thing I want to do. So it's been absolutely exceptional for me, and I'm still pushing a lot in radio. So, yeah.
That's very interesting. I mean, Lucy, one thing that I picked up from what you said is that through the radio platform, you also connected with individuals like Tsepo Khadima, who actually introduced you to his brother. So basically, that in itself being your bank. How big has your bank grown since the time you actually found yourself on radio and presenting a show on radio? How big is I've just lost Lucy there, but let's be able to try. Let me quickly try to connect with her so that we can be able to just get ahead with this conversation, and more importantly, just to wish her many happy returns as she's celebrating her birthday. So let's see if we can be able to reconnect with Lucy there. Yes, Paul. Okay, it seems like we have lost connectivity with Lucy, but nonetheless, I mean, Paul, if we just to look at the conversation that we're having with Lucy here, just telling her story, what do you think of Lucy's story, and how do you think that such a story can also be able to impact an individual who happens to be at Boston Media House pursuing journalism studies or pursuing media studies?
Yeah. It's very inspiring, because like she said, the 1873 radio station really gave her a platform and opportunities to meet people and actually progress in her future. So it's also inspiring for me as a student of both school and life, that with putting yourself into in right places, and instead of being just chilling at home and doing nothing, will actually get you somewhere. I mean, I could be sitting at home doing something else, hey, but I choose to continue to be here, to build a CV, to build experience for myself and for my future. So yeah, I'm inspired by her story. It's very inspiring, and I'm very excited for what she has to do with her future and her many more birthdays. So I wish her a very great birthday, and many more blessings.
Uh, Okay, let's see if we can be able to reconnect with her quickly, so that we just get to wish her many happy returns, and maybe could sing happy birthday. If not, we just play the birthday song. For some of us, singing is not something that we are actually good at. Yeah, it seems like the connectivity okay seems to be unavailable at the moment, but nonetheless, it's many happy returns to Lucy Bodumele as she celebrates her birthday today. And yes, thank you so much for just taking time this morning just to tell you. Thank you for her time just to tell her story, in as far as how, as an individual, radio has played a part in shaping her path, and more importantly, enabling her just to be that individual who can be able to tell their story freely. All right, on that note, let's quickly go on a short break. Keep it locked on your channel of choice, the 1873 FM. This is the Santon Express morning show. Good morning, Sabina Anersu Ruiji. Good morning, Maladen Ranko. Good morning, Tichaona Makombe. Glad to know that you are tuned in and you are following this conversation. And compliments to you, Sabina and Maladen. And yes, we also love to hear from you this morning, in as far as just the aspect of you telling your story. Just tell us, what are you doing this morning? What are your plans for 2020? This is your platform for storytelling, because it is the power of stories being told is that in each and every individual story there are those experiences that one can actually draw a valuable lesson from. One can be inspired by the things that you are doing in securing the future that you want. Many times as individuals we are challenged. I am challenged in certain aspects, in certain facets of life. I know what I know, but what I don't know, I don't know. And then as an individual, I ain't perfect, and at times I do make mistakes. But when we engage openly on such platforms, it means that I can also be able to learn a thing or two that can help me to get to where I want to get at the end of the day. So as we go on the short break, this song is goes to all who are celebrating their birthday today. It is the birthday song by the chairman of the 1873 network. It was written by or penned down by the chairman of the 1873 network. And yes, listen to the message and talk to us what you think of the message that is being spelled out in the song in itself. And yes, okay, let's get to play the track for you and you and you if you're celebrating your birthday today. Yeah, so that was basically the birthday song that we just played there, going out to each and every individual celebrating their birthday today. Very powerful message indeed, particularly when you hear that. I mean, I am because of the human problems that I contribute to solving. That's one message that also comes out from the birthday song. And yes, as we get ahead, I mean, Paul, what do you think of this track that I just played, with the message that's being spelled out in this particular song?
Yeah, yo, the song is sonically is really amazing. The message as well. It speaks not only it speaks to your spirit, your soul. It inspires you. It motivates you to yeah keep on going. You know, each day is a day to celebrate. But you know, your birthday is what's a reminder
Of proof of
of
life.
proof of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a very encouraging song, and yeah, that's what I like.
Okay, and yes, let's just quickly go on a short break, and we'll be back shortly. Keep it locked on your channel of choice. We're trying to get hold of Sarudzai Guma so that we can also be able to have a conversation with her. Tell a friend to also download the 1873 FM app, follow the 1873 FM on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram, so that you can be kept informed on the go as to what is happening on your channel of choice. That is the 1873 FM. Your voice, your power, your voice on issues that matter, your power to inspire new thinking, new outcomes, and new possibilities. And yes, this is your platform for you to also just tell your story, just to share your personal experiences, and in doing so, connecting with others who have a shared interest with you in order to shape and define the character and personality of the future that you want.
1873 FM.
I want to find out what it is that you have done for the people of Angola so far. I mean, you want to be the change that you want to see. So what change? Because we can sit here and talk about all the problems Angola has and all the problems Africa has.
I'm not just here to paint badly
Yes, of course.
our current government, but we also have summits. And one of them, talking politically, is that we want to give back, what we are calling citizenship back to them. What I mean by that? What I mean